What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Half Chrome, and I'm going to walk through how I set up a drone. Now, this is specifically for the Air75 II, and I think this might be just the best drone if you're getting into flying first-person view, or FPV. I'm not going to cover everything. I made a whole video about this, so if you want to check out why, but I'll give you the quick highlights. It's kind of the perfect size. You can fly it inside and outside. It doesn't draw a crowd, and it's pretty darn durable. I'm going to walk through setting this up, and it's not just specific to this drone. The settings would work for something smaller and potentially even something bigger. So let's get to it. You're going to need your drone, you're going to need the controller you're going to fly it with, and you're going to need a computer as well as a USB cable. Sometimes you may need an adapter to connect to your drone. All kind of depends on the quad itself. So this one in particular does need this connector. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect my connector to the drone. Then I'm going to grab a USB-C cable and connect that. You can see my drone has lit up. Now on my computer, I'm going to app.betaflight.com. And I should be able to connect right away. Now, if it doesn't connect, you can say, help me find my device and connect that way. Also on the front page, there are some drivers you may or may not need. So just kind of read the directions. They're all there. But app.betaflight.com is where you go. Now, once you're in Betaflight, Betaflight is the software that just kind of allows you to customize your drone. And you can see that everything is working right because when I turn and twist the drone, it should respond accordingly on that first page. Now, as I look through these tabs on the left, I don't need to change a whole lot. I can change the personalization here under configuration. I'm going to walk you to the OSD screen later, and whatever I put here is what you'll see in the goggles while you're flying. It'll just display your name. Some people think that's cool. Make sure that in your D-Shot beacon configuration, you turn these two tabs on. That means that if you crash your drone, you can make it beep, or if it gets disconnected from your controller, it'll beep. That's just going to allow you to find it should you crash, and you're a beginner, you'll crash. I wouldn't worry too much about these other tabs, but remember, if you're going to change anything, click this button, save and reboot. Battery and power, fail-safe presets, nothing we need to worry about there, but PID tuning, maybe. Now, I'm not suggesting you get into tuning the PIDs. That's crazy, hard, difficult things. But a couple of things down here that you may want to consider. If you fly in self-leveling mode or angle mode, there are some things down here you may want to understand. Angle strength is basically how quickly your drone will go from an angle back to level, right? So the higher you put that, the snappier it's going to be. I like mine to be right around 70, between 75 and 90. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. And the angle limit is how far your drone will tilt. So mine's set to tilt to 60 degrees. If I want to fly slower, I would make that angle smaller, maybe like 30 degrees. And that just, sure, you can fly faster or slower without changing the angle, but it just makes it easier to see and kind of helps you fly at a consistent speed. So play with that angle limit up and down. Also, you may mechanically need to change the angle of this camera to kind of match that. And I'm going to click save. I am going to go into this rate profile settings because this is going to allow me to tame the drone. When I'm flying, right, 100% throttle, a lot of people are bouncing off the ceiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 throttle cuts. So basically high, medium, and low to kind of allow me to learn how this drone flies without all of the power. So I'm going to put a throttle limit. So basically what I'm going to do, I set up 3 profiles. Rate profile 1 is going to be full speed. Right, so when I'm in rate profile 1, and the way that I'm going to activate that is with a switch. I'm going to make it this one here, SB, high, medium, and low. So as I toggle this, it changes the power on my drone. So the first thing I need to do, rate profile 1 is high, right? Throttle limit is off, throttle limit 100, perfect. Now I'm going to go to rate profile 2. And I'm going to go to throttle limit scale. I went from off to scale, and I'm going to make that 75%. So I will only get 75% of the power. Click save. Then I'm going to go to rate profile 3, scale again, and then I'm going to make this one 55. Some people make it 50, 45, 60. These numbers are up to you. Kind of feel, do I want half the power? In this case, I want about 55% of the power. I think that's just kind of what I'm going with. I click save. So now when that button is in the down position, I will only have 55% of the total power. Slowing myself down. Actually, and even sometimes I'll do this when I'm flying around the house. I don't need all of the power indoors. This may be something you want to consider. So now that I have that set up in the rate profile, I actually have to set it up on the controller. Now I happen to know that this SB switch is aux 3 for me. I'll show you how to check your switches, but I have to connect the drone to the radio first before I can do that. So I haven't done that yet, and I will walk you through that process as well. But I'm going to go to my adjustments tab, and I'm going to click the first three, if enabled, and I'm going to say aux 3, and I need a high position, a medium position, and a low position. So I'm going to put the switch high, medium, and low. And when it's in high, we're going to be, I don't really need to do this, I suppose, for the first one, rate profile selection via channel 3, rate profile selection via channel 3. So now when I click save, as I toggle this switch, it's going to move me between high, medium, and low throttle. Definitely want that if you're flying indoors or you're learning to fly. Big drone, little drone, does not matter. Click save and we're good to go. GPS, we don't worry about. Motors, we're not going to worry about. OSD, maybe, right? If I look at this, this is what I'm going to see in the goggles. There's a ton of stuff here. Do I need it all? Probably not. Right, so right here, aircraft name, you can see mine was Air75 II. We'll leave it on there. That's why before I showed you how to change that if you want. Battery current draw, I don't need that. Battery voltage, I do. Crosshairs, a lot of people like them. Fly mode, that'll tell me if I'm in angle or acro mode. Let's leave it on there. I think it's useful if you're learning to fly angle or acro. I already talked a little bit about angle. I'm going to get to acro in a second. Link quality, yeah, we'll leave it on there. RSSI, dBm value, this is just how strong your signal is to your drone. So when those numbers start dropping, then you know you've gone too far. Throttle position, don't need that. VTX channel, I'm going to set that in Betaflight and show you how to do that. So I'm going to remove that. And warnings, absolutely. Now, I can also move these things around. You know, if I feel like they're cluttering the screen in certain places, I like to move them down so I have a better field of view. I'll put my timer up in the top. And boom, I feel like that's a little bit cleaner. Actually, and I'll put my battery up here because I think that's a little bit more important than everything else. I need to know when my battery is getting low so I can fly. I like how that looks. I'm going to click save. All right, I'm going to go to video transmitter. Now, another problem that a lot of beginners have is they can't find the channel, or maybe they click the auto search button in your goggles. Don't do that. Set your channel. And what you should do is up here, set it to channel 8. And the reason you want channel 8 is because it's above Wi-Fi, right? You don't want the frequencies to mix. Channel 8 seems to be the best one for that. And power, go as high as your video transmitter will allow you to. I'm going to go 400. Now, your drone's going to get a little bit hotter, so make sure you're not leaving it plugged in and not flying. Make sure you're flying. If you're flying with other people, set that to 25. All right, so now I'm going to go to the CLI tab and set up what is known as crash recovery. If I'm flying in acro mode and I bump something, a lot of times it's really hard to recover. So I'm going to set basically a self-leveling after a crash. So the way to do that is type in set crash. And as you start typing, it'll kind of auto-populate crash recovery equals on. Enter, and then I'm gonna type in save, enter, and now It's going to make it a little bit easier if I'm flying acro. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this modes tab, and I'm going to set up my modes so that this drone will behave with my radio the way that I want it to. So I've got ARM on aux1. So this is the aux1 on my remote. A lot of people, it's opposite left to right, but this is how I like it. Right-handed, right-hand switch. All right, so when I flip this down, my drone will arm. On aux2, I have angle. In the up position, I'll be in angle mode. When I switch it to the middle position, I'll be in acro trainer. When I switch it down, there's no mode there. That just means it's in acro mode or rate mode. And the way that acro mode works is, right, first let's talk about angle. When you deflect the stick, the drone flies to that angle, and then when you let go, it self-levels. In acro mode, that doesn't happen. Whatever angle the stick is at, that's the angle of the drone. If you want it to level, you have to level it out yourself. It's kind of tricky, which means though, you can also do rolls and flips. Super fun. Absolutely recommend, especially if you're flying outside, you want to learn to fly acro mode. But there's a great way to learn, and that's with Acro Trainer. Down here, there's this mode called Acro Trainer, and I again also put that on aux2. That just allows me to learn how to fly acro mode without going into those super crazy flips and rolls. Also, practice in a simulator. Super helpful, but Acro Trainer will also help the real deal as you're flying. All right, other things you're going to want to do. I put my beeper on aux4, so when I crash, I flip this switch here. It looks like I put it into the middle position, and then it'll start beeping. When I flip it all the way down, that is for turtle mode. So flip over after crash, also on aux4. So when I flip it all the way down, if my drone crashes, right, I can flip it back over with flip over after crash mode. A lot of people call it turtle mode. Let me walk you through how turtle mode works. I've crashed. So step 1, disarm the drone. Step 2, turn on turtle mode. Step 3, arm my drone. Step 4, work the sticks until my drone flips over, right? Disarm, turn off turtle mode, arm, and fly away. So now we've set up everything you need to do on your drone. We need to connect it to your radio now. And you can see my drone here is flashing, and that means it's putting out a Wi-Fi signal. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect this to my computer and put it into the passphrase that I have on my radio to make sure that they'll talk to each other. Here's how you do that. All right, so next step, you're gonna plug your drone in using this little dongle that they give you and a USB-C to your computer. Wait about a minute and it should start flashing rapidly like that. That means this is creating a Wi-Fi network. So you're gonna go onto your computer and find that Wi-Fi network. It's ExpressLRS, RX, Connect. If you need a password, and so I've done it 1,000 times, the password is ExpressLRS, all lowercase. I'm going to click browse, open browser and connect. And then what you're going to put in up here in the URL is 10.0.0.1. Oops, there we go. And what I need to do is enter my binding phrase. Now this is something I've already set up on my radio here. I've entered the binding phrase, and it's a very similar process. This radio is half chrome. All of my stuff is half chrome. So I can fly this drone with all of my radios that have this same binding phrase, half chrome. I click save, reboot. I've got a whole video on setting up your radios. This is a Radiomaster TX15, and a lot of the Radiomasters work the same. This one just a little bit extra fancy. But if you need to set a passphrase on your radio, here's how to do it. Okay, so now my radio is on. I'm gonna tap that sys key, and you can see I'm in the gear or the wrench icon there. I'm gonna tap on ExpressLRS or hit enter if you don't have a touch screen. And I'm going to turn on the Wi-Fi connectivity and basically follow the same process that I did with my receiver. Click enable Wi-Fi. It's running. Now I'm gonna go to my Wi-Fi here. I'm going to look for my ExpressLRS transmitter. Again, password is ExpressLRS, all lowercase. Open browser and connect. Same thing. It is 10.0.0.1. And I'm going to type in my passphrase, which again is half chrome. I'm going to click save and boom. Now my radio matches my drone. Okay, now I need to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to. So grab my drone, reconnect here. And telemetry connected. I heard that on the radio. That's a good sign. And I'm going to go up to this receiver tab. Now, when I move the sticks, when I move the throttle, I see that throttle moving. I see the roll working, the pitch working, the yaw working. Everything is working the way that I want to. Also, I can check my auxiliary switches, aux1, aux2, aux3, aux4. You can change them if you want to. You can make aux4, aux1, and vice versa. All up to you. If your drone is spinning right here, probably need to change the channel map. That's a pretty common mistake, or it's just really the way that they set it up when they sent it to you. You can change that pretty easily. Try these other ones to see if that gets the spinning to stop, and then click save. One more tip before you fly, and that is kind of a precautionary thing. You can kind of see in here, there's this gold colored connector. That's called a UFL connector. It keeps the antenna connected to the board. Now, if that pops off, your drone's gonna fry itself. So what I recommend you do is you grab some E6000 glue, or hot glue will also work. This is a little bit better. And you put a dab of this over that connector. Now this may be kind of hard to see. A lot of glue right there. And then I'm going to kind of work it over with this little screwdriver. It's okay if it gets on some of these other parts, not going to be the end of the world. All right, so that is glued down. Give that a minute to dry. I'm going to actually clean up some of that off camera, off of the other antenna, but yeah, E6000, super important. I've got lots of content on drones, both big and small, FPV and camera, if that's your jam, or tech in general. I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. If you want anything, if you're looking for a drone, I've got links down below to some of my favorites. They're affiliate links. They help support the channel, and it just allows me to make more videos for you. Now, all you got to do is fly.